Hello everybody. So I'm excited for today's video because there are actually two things I'm excited about. The first one being the topic, which is gonna be, or which is, it's not gonna be, it is how are you a gift to the world by simply being you? So the other day what was I doing? I don't remember what I was doing. I was looking at like beliefs that would support me or something. And one of those things that I want to believe is that I like the simple act of being myself is a gift to the world. And for that day, my one and only job was to go looking for evidence that the simple act of being myself is actually a gift to the world. And I wanted to do a reading for you guys with that topic because I want you to also have that belief, because that would be a beneficial belief to have, I would think. So the other thing that I'm excited about is, instead of like using crystals or cards to choose today, we're gonna be using my paintings to choose a pile. So first one, this is for pile number 1. I painted this the other day. I don't know what it is, barely anything. I know of what I paint, I know what it is, but that's the point. So this is for pile number 1. Then we have pile number 2. And then we have pile number 3. So when you choose a picture or pile or card, don't go from, oh my gosh, which card or which picture or which crystal is the prettiest. Nah, like sometimes there's just something about it that pulls you in. You like your eye gets stuck on a certain detail of the picture and it's like you just can't get off of it. Or maybe you just like, there's something about that one. So take a couple deep breaths and just like let yourself feel into it. Sometimes when I look at one of the pictures, I just get lots of sensations in my body, and that's how I know that's the one. I'm gonna show you it again. 1, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, and número 3, por favor. Okay, so when you're chosen, let's go ahead to your reading. Hello, pile number 1. You chose this painting, and I'm gonna have it right here so I can see it. So I intuitively picked the decks I'm gonna be using for your reading today, and I have no idea what decks I'm gonna use for the other ones. That's how I'm feeling, the vibe I'm feeling today. It's just like intuitively pick whatever it is that I'm feeling like picking, I guess. So I wanted to start with this deck, and I actually have this deck too as oracle cards. And so I will be picking these 2 now. How is pile number 1 a gift to the world by simply being them? How is pile number 1 a gift to the world by simply being them? Creativity. How is pile number 1 a gift to the world by the simple act of being themselves? It's all good. It's cool because when I was shuffling, I don't know if you saw my face. I don't know what my face looked like. But I was like feeling like this, like really like calming and grounding, and like energy of like I'm relaxing, I'm releasing, I'm getting a sense that you have like this natural calmness to you. And then we got like the "it's all good" card, which I'm really resonating with what I'm feeling this far. I actually want one more of these. How is pile number 1 a gift to the world by the simple act of being themselves? That one. Duality. No, it's not duality, it's letting go. I need to look at the card before I show it. Okay. And then I want one of these. Let's see. Letting go. Didn't I say that one of the things that I was feeling, you know, when we picked this card, I said that relaxing and letting go and like calming down type of energy. And with this, I mean, it's not only creativity, but with water, the water energy, I'm kind of picking up like calming the waters, but probably doing that in a very like a creative and sensitive way. Yeah, it's kind of like you have like a soft touch. What is it called? You have tact with people. I don't know. In Spanish, you say like someone who has like, they have tacto con la gente, like with people, like they're very like sensitive, like they can like feel into people, and they're like can be careful and like, I don't know. How is pile number 1 a gift to the world by the simple act of being themselves? Beyond ego, surrender to the flow of life. Okay. So we're getting that vibe, right? Of, it's kind of like you have this type of energy of looking at this, like my eyes were drawn to this painting, and it's kind of like you help people feel calm when life is a mess. You help people feel like everything is good when life is a mess. You help people to see beyond what is actually in front of us right now and feel calm in the mess. And by allowing and teaching or like being this presence that actually helps people, you know, to feel like, okay, oof, yes, life is a fucking mess and everything will be all right, and I can let this go for a little while, or maybe this is the thing I need to focus on, and I can let go of all that other shit that my mind is focusing on and it's becoming too big for me. You're kind of like, something about you, I don't know what it is that you do, but something about you is just helping people feel more okay with the mess of life. And you're kind of like helping them relax and surrender into the mess of life. And let go of the things that are not necessarily necessary to be worried about, to put mental and emotional energy into, so to say. That's nice. That's interesting. Let's see. I want these cards. This is the Urban Tarot. I love it. Okay. Let's keep on going. How is pile number 1 a gift to the world by the simple act of being themselves? How is pile number 1 a gift to the world by the simple act of being themselves? got the Ace of Wands in reverse. And the Three of Wands upright. I'm feeling that we need one of these more cards. One of those cards. One more of these cards. I'm seeing. Wait. How is pile number 1 a gift to the world by the simple act of being themselves? And then we got the Emperor in reverse. Let's pick a couple of these cards. It's the Muse Tarot. Love it too. How is pile number 1 a gift to the world by the simple act of being themselves? You wanted to come out, so come out. I want you in the middle for some reason. Okay, I'm gonna show you what we got. Ace of Pentacles. The Devil, por favor. Hello. And the Four of Cups in reverse. I find it very interesting that we got aces just like in conjunction to each other. And then we got like fours, the number 4, because the Emperor is number 4 in the major arcana. And then we got the 4 of those bitches, the cups. So I'm gonna tap into this and let's see what we get. I kind of just want to cry right now. I'm feeling like this something coming up in my chest and like opening up, and it's kind of like opening me up to myself, to my own sadness. It's kind of like a tenderness. And now it's kind of like moving down to my belly, from my chest down to my belly, and it kind of feels like opening like this. I don't know if that makes sense, but just like inside of me. And it's kind of like that opening is allowing me to see something that I was not willing, wanting, ready to see before. So what I'm getting here is that you are a person who feels safe and secure, and since you have like this grounded energy, okay, you have like this, you probably, I don't fucking know, but like you have this earth energy to you, like this grounded, rooted down, completely here and present type of energy. And that is making people around you feel safe with you. And that is what is actually making them, like when you are in their presence and the way you naturally act, naturally behave, the way you naturally are, it's kind of like you exude this type of energy. And so when you are with people that are like in this fucking mess of life, or they feel like they're in a fucking mess of life, it's more about their personal perception. it's kind of like they are able to, the things that feel like a mess are over here, kind of able to settle. And I kind of feel like you're very good at, you know, like maybe a lot of people come to get advice from you, or like to talk, to vent. They come to you for that. And you're very good at, you know, like you don't get agitated or like emotionally reactive to the things that they are telling you. You're very grounded. You're not rational per se, but you have like this gift of being able to how to put it, you know, like the way we saw with the it's all good and letting go and beyond the ego, it's kind of like you're good at kind of like not categorizing, but kind of like sorting things out, helping people sort things out and learn, or like choose what is important to prioritize, and like work through the things that maybe are not that not important, but maybe not like, okay, this is not what should be up in the air for me right now. So it's kind of like you're helping them, you know, like, okay, so this needs to be settled down, this needs to be put in our attention. And you kind of help people think, okay, if we look at this card, mess, right? And if we look at this one, it's kind of like a circle and everything is being put together. It's all good. You help people, all that is up here, you help them bring it together and kind of make sense, and you kind of help people feel okay with what is happening in life. So you have like this grounded energy, you exude this grounded energy, and you kind of like help people bring things together, settle down. You have good listening skills. You have strong, nurturing, empathetic presence. You are structured. You know how to sort things out, organize. You know what is important. You know what's not. You know what needs to, what things in life need to be like, what needs attention first. And when people come to you, it's kind of like you, when they are telling you things, it's kind of like you already like, this here, this here, this here. Okay, let's go through these things in these steps. Let's put this aside. And if they're feeling like, no, I can't put this aside, okay, let's talk more about it. And they just, the talking through, it's kind of like, but you're right. Now that felt better. Sometimes what people need is just to emotionally process and mentally process. Like when you talk, when you express, and when you just actually able to say what you're going through, that actually helps you naturally categorize. And here's the thing, when people do that with you, that is more, that energy is amplified because you naturally have that energy. So it's kind of like if they go to a random person and just speak out, it helps them categorize or like sort the 1,000 documents in flying in the air. They're like, okay, this one goes in this box and this one goes in that box. Kind of naturally, like with other people that happens too, but with you, it's like even more like, it's a stronger energy of that. So you kind of help people, that. When I look at, I didn't show you the cards, my gosh, or did I? Maybe I did, I don't remember. But when I look at this card, I kind of get the feeling of like coming to the rescue. Obviously, I mean, it's a fire thing. So yeah, I'm feeling like this energy of coming to the rescue. It's like you're the person people come to. I don't know if this means that you might have a little bit of like a rescuer thing, you know, like you just kind of like rescuing people. And that's not a bad thing. It's a gift of yours. But also, I mean, I have a little bit of that rescuer thing too. But it's not always like, it's up for us, the rescuers, to actually, in the moment, learn to decide, is me engaging with this person or this situation in my benefit, or is it not? Or not necessarily in my benefit, but it's more like, is it right for me right now? Do I have the energy for it? And what are my motivations for it? Am I rescuing people so that, or rescuing, or like, you know, going into aid or helping out? Is that because it's something I feel called to and I actually enjoy doing? Or is it because rescuing people gives me value, and that's the only way I feel like I'm valued, or the only way I feel like I can connect with people, or the only way I feel like other people give me positive attention, something like that, you know? So you need to look at why exactly it is that you are doing and offering your energy to people. You need to become conscious of like your subconscious and internal motivations for doing that. You help people to detach from their strings. It's kind of like, I'm seeing, I don't know if you see well here, but it's kind of like there's strings attached to the fingers here. And I'm getting this sense of like, at first I heard strings attached, and then it was kind of like detached. So it's kind of like, especially with Beyond the Ego. Oh, fuck my camera. Let's put it like this. There we go, I think, yeah. Especially with this card, like Beyond the Ego. So many times the ego is spoken as, you know, these attachments that we have to how things are, ourselves, our view of others, our view of the world, things that we hold on to very tightly, and that is actually causing us some form of suffering. So what I'm getting from those two cards is that you have this ability to kind of help people zoom out. So if we're inside of an attachment, it's kind of like we're inside of this mess, and we're just like really holding tightly onto that. But with you, it's kind of like, I'm sensing like this zooming out energy, and it's kind of like, ooh, I'm able to see my attachments from an outside perspective, and ooh, I'm able to see this mess from an outside perspective. And with your help, you know, from seeing things, as he told you, you can see things and you can just start organizing it. So you're kind of helping people see things from a zoomed out perspective. And when they do see things from a more objective perspective, then they can also cut through the attachment, so to say, or like they can see their own attachment, they can see the illusion behind the attachment, they can see how that perspective is not actually helping them, not serving them in their highest good. And so you're kind of helping them to cut loose from that. I'm tapping into the aces here to see what comes through with their energy. I don't know why, but I'm getting like this shaky energy, almost like a fearful energy. It's like the core of me is kind of like, you know, if I have a box with glasses and I start shaking the box and you kind of can hear the glasses like, that's kind of what it feels like. or what I'm hearing from the inside of my core. So if my core was shaking, it would sound like those glasses. And it's not necessarily like a fear, so to say. Oh, it's the unstable. There's something with not being stable. Something not is stable. What is it that is not stable? Sense of self. So the reason, like the people, I kind of feel like you naturally draw people to you that have like this kind of like a sense of self that is very shaky. They don't have like a strong core. Their core is kind of shaky. And you, on the other hand, you're like very like grounded and like I don't know. And so you're kind of like attracting the opposite energy, because that's the medicine you have to give. You have a strong sense of self. You are grounded in yourself. You are good at making choices for yourself because you're good at feeling into yourself. So it's kind of like people come to you because you're put together. Like your energy is not flying around like this. It's more like contained. Oh, yes. You have a contained energy. And what I'm feeling is that like a lot of people have this longing, have a longing to be contained. And sometimes it's difficult to do that for ourselves. But you kind of have this gift of being able to contain yourself and contain others. And we see that with the Emperor card. The Emperor is all about stability, organizing, sorting things throughout, strategy, being a stable foundation, providing containment. So it's kind of, I'm feeling like this is a energy that you exude from inside, and it just like kind of moves out. It's kind of like this energy that moves from your core up, and it kind of like flows out and creates like a circle that contains you. Like the circle that flows out, it's kind of like the container. From a energetical sense, from an energetical point of view, that's kind of like what you are energetically giving out. And so people want to taste a little bit of like this containment, this circle. And so you're drawing those people that need that or want that. But again, with, you know, when we spoke about the rescuer thing, it's up to you to choose who you allow into this circle, who you want to share this circle with. Yeah. So interesting. I'm loving this. It was interesting because, you know, sometimes when I read, it's more like I get things from the cards and I channel by vision. But today, a lot of the things I got from, you know, the reading was just like channeled through by touch, I guess. And it's interesting because when I'm feeling those things internally and then I look at the cards, it takes me a while, and then I'm like, oh, now it makes sense. It's fun. It's fun. Either way. Just a little thing from me in the middle there. So you have very, very powerful gifts. Pile number 1. loving your energy. I'm loving who you be. And like, for reals though, like your type of energy, I'm like, oof, 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 oof. I really like love earth grounded energy, because I'm really like, I have a lot of earth energy too, but I'm really fiery in general. So just reading you is kind of helping me settle down a bit and remember to breathe. And I'm just really, really grateful that I was able to take part in that. So thank you for sharing your gift with me right now by letting me read your energy, by being here. Thank you, 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 thank you so much. Pile number 1. Have a great day. I love you. Okay, bye. Hello, pile number 2. So this is the image that you chose. So I'm gonna be doing the shuffling and picking the cards and all here in once. And I picked a couple of different decks for you. I actually have 3 oracle decks that I want to use. I want to use the Astro deck for you. Fuck. And the Metaphysical Cannabis Oracle deck that was like calling out. It was like, I want to be for pile number 2. I was like, fine. And I'm not sure about this one, but it's here just in case it wants to come out. And then we got, I think I'm gonna mainly use this one, the Muse Tarot, but I have the Urban Tarot right by my side too, just in case. So, shall we get started? Yes, we shall. Cannabis Oracle deck wants to come out for you first. It's fun because, like, I've noticed that my Cannabis Oracle deck, like, there are certain people, they're like, I like you. Like my cousin, yeah. This deck like loves my cousin. It was like, I was like, I'm just gonna choose one card, and the deck was like, no, we're gonna choose multiple cards for her because we love her, we think she's cool, and we like her, and our energies match. I was like, okay. I think I have my water here. It was not enough, but okay, we'll survive for now. Okay, let's sit down, and ground. How is pile number 2 a gift to the world by the simple act of being themselves? Cannabis deck wants to be Palo Santo'd, cleansed a little bit, apparently. So we're gonna do that. It's so interesting because my other decks don't care about being cleansed, but this one does. So, okay. How is pile number 2 a gift to the world by simply being themselves? How is pile number 2 a gift to the world by the simple act of being themselves? Oh. And then we got that card too. Okay. Yeah, I told you. This deck likes you. We're gonna look at the cards soon. I'm gonna have them, they're upside down right now. And then I want these cards. How is pile number 2 a gift to the world by the simple act of being them? How is pile number 2 a gift to the world by the simple act of being themselves? Well, this one wanted to be upside. How is pile number 2 a gift to the world by the simple act of being themselves? This one. Does it have a stain? No. Yes, maybe. So let's check these out, shall we? So for the Astro cards, we got a square, semi-square king kunks or whatever, I don't know how it's pronounced, with tension. And then we have Cancer with immerse. Let's go for the cannabis cards. I'm excited for these. We got manifestir, creation. This is the magician in the major arcana. The cannabis oracle deck has the major arcana in it. Then we have the divine feminine, the void. You got a lot of feminine energy going on here. And then we got, interesting, magic, alignment. I'm not getting a full picture as of yet here, but what I'm seeing is that you do have a lot of like feminine energy. And how do I put this into words? With creation and alignment, or like magic alignment, the hand, I'm gonna show that. It's magic and alignment. And then with manifestir and creation, and with immerse, I'm kind of like seeing an image of like a straight line and like down. I'm kind of feeling like you're good at like, if there is, of course there's feminine energy. This is also so much feminine energy. This makes me think of the female reproductive system. Creation. Yes, of course, creation. That's also like a feminine energy, like creating something from the wound, birthing something out. So we got that as a theme. But I'm also getting like this energy of if something is like, if we think at the, remember this energy like of immerse, like this down. If something is outside of this, you're kind of good at like bringing it back in, if that makes any sense. That is actually kind of what I'm feeling with the tension, like tension being the disalignment or the thing that's out of the current. You're kind of good at pulling things back into the current again. I'm gonna pull your tarots because I want more. I want more. Ooh, I think I need to like. Yes. You know what I was experiencing when I was shuffling the cards? Releasing energy that is taking you out of the current. We're gonna pull the tarots, but that's what I got. It's like a puzzle right now, so let's see how we put it together, how it comes together. Release. With release also, like what I'm thinking, like now when I did the release, straight away, it got me thinking of, you know, releasing, like, the period. Having a period's like all about releasing, you know, you release blood in order to, it's like the ending of the cycle so that you can begin a new cycle and create life. But in order to create, you have to release the tension, the cramps. You need to go through the cramps in order for them to release and be over. And in order for you to, like, go deep down. And here's the thing. The things that we think are in misalignment, or like, oh my gosh, oh no, I'm feeling this way and that way and this way and that way, is not necessarily something that should not be happening. It's rather something that is happening and should be happening. And it's kind of like, you know, like, okay, period cramps, period, it's not always like a comfortable experience, right? But it's helping you release, ending a cycle so that you can begin a new one and create a life inside of you. So it's kind of like, if we take that as a metaphor for life, we have things that need to be released in life, right? And if we don't release them, we cannot begin that new cycle again. And if we can't begin that new cycle out with the old and in with the new type of energy, then we cannot create those things that we're wanting to create. So that, I'm seeing that this is something that you're naturally good at, like cycling things. You're a cyclical being, and whatever I've said here, it doesn't mean that you have to be a woman. These are just metaphors, you know, like, these are just metaphors. These are just expressions of energy. You could be of any gender. I'm using the words of feminine energy and, you know, female biology in order to express a certain energy. But this, I'm not telling you that, you know, like, oh my God, you have like womanly energy or whatever. Fuck that shit, you know. But what I'm talking about is more like the yin and yang energy, feminine energy, masculine energy, opposites. Just to make things clear. And in this case, there is a lot of, you know, we are in the polarity of the yin, polarity of the feminine. Yeah, I'm just seeing this energy of like cycling things out. You are good at keeping things in movement. Of like releasing all, bringing within, creating new things, releasing all, taking things in. There's a lot of movement, and you are able to go deep. And your ability to go deep is also your ability to release. And your ability to release is your ability to create new things. Your ability to keep things in flow is your ability to be in alignment. Is your ability to be able to accept and be in what is right now. Now for the tarot cards. Can we get more information on how pile number 2 is a gift to the world by the simple act of being themselves? How is pile number 2 a gift to the world by the simple act of being themselves? How is pile number 2 a gift to the world by the simple act of being themselves? We got the Hierophant, the Queen of Swords in reverse. We got the Page of Cups. I want to pull more cards out. How is pile number 2 a gift to the world by the simple act of being themselves? Too many cards. Drop down. But this one wants to be here. Let's see. How is pile number 2 a gift to the world by the simple act of being themselves? So what I'm getting also here is that you are in flow. You are in flow, like, you know, you move with cycles, and life, everything in life is actually about cycles. Everything works in cycles, and you are kind of like not pushing against the cycle. You're rather allowing yourself to be, you know, pulled and moved through the cycles. And as people witness you do that, it's kind of like you're giving them permission to be pulled into their cycles. Like, I kind of like see this like circular moving energy around your body. And it's kind of like and people coming close to you kind of become pulled into it too. So it's kind of like you being in the flow helps people come into flow too. You got the 5 of swords in reverse. You got the 7 of swords. And we got the page of swords. We got lots of swords, lots of swords, lots of swords. I'm feeling one more card. How is pile number 2 a gift to the world by the simple act of being themselves? The moon, of course it's the moon. Why do I say of course it's the moon one? Because the moon is a symbol for feminine energy, and also we have Cancer right here, and Cancer's ruler is the moon. So I'm gonna tap into these energies a bit better, and I'm gonna channel whatever comes through. Oh, by the way, one thing that I'm noticing is that all people in these cards are women. So that is reinforcing, you know, the feminine energy archetype that we are talking about. Yeah, it's kind of like you are letting life move you instead of being like, no, I don't want to move that way. I don't want to move that way. You're like, yes, move me. Oh, it's tense there. Oh, my neck is hurting. Oh, okay. I'll feel it. And that's part of the cycles. You know, this tension could be the cramps of the menstrual cycle. You're like in it, and you're like in it and feeling it and allowing it, and it naturally moves because you allow it through. And it's a little bit of the same thing in life, you know, like life is not a straight line. Life is a cycle, as everything else. Life is a cycle. Ooh. And like in life, there are moments for the inhales and taking things in, and there are times for an exhale and letting things out. And you are like truly living in this like like you're letting life move you. And I find that like I don't see you necessarily, you know, like working with people and teaching them these type of things. I just see you doing it, being it so truly to yourself, and people witnessing that are kind of like drawn into it, pulled into that. And honestly, they are kind of like mesmerized by it. They're kind of like, wow. There is like something very attractive with living the way you do. You allow yourself to cry when you need to cry. You allow yourself to be mad when you need to be mad. You're not fighting against the current. You are very flowing naturally. And in people seeing you doing it and doing it so effortlessly, doing it, it's kind of like when you live in this type of flow, you're living without compromising yourself. And people become inspired by seeing that. You live from the truth of your heart. You express your emotions. You are authentic to your inner self. Like everything that is within comes out. You let it be processed. You allow things to cycle through. You allow you showing people how you be. Just being yourself is actually teaching them to enter the cyclical nature that lives within all humans, which lives within the whole fucking universe. I mean, the seasons, it's a type of cycle. Day and night is a cycle. Thousands of different examples of how everything is a cycle. You live life so fully. It's kind of like you jump into it. You jump into life. And allow it to be high and you allow it to be low. And people are like, wow, you can live like that? I didn't think it was possible. But it actually works? How? How does she do it? How is she able to allow herself to be in that space in which she allows herself to be all that and express all that and let it be for the time being and letting it be the truth of the moment? And I'm gonna tell you why, because you know that that's part of the cycle, but the cycle has not ended. It's just part of it. It's part of the process. That's how life goes. It's a cycle and you're letting yourself be moved by it. Life moves you. You don't move life. You don't force life. Life moves you and life lives through you. I do see that, you have learned the ability to discern, or like more like you are very aware that thoughts are thoughts, emotions are emotions, and it's kind of like that, how can I put it into words? So what I'm like, we got a bunch of swords. Swords is a lot about thoughts, communication, perceptions, beliefs. And I kind of have this feeling that kind of like you have the knowledge of how those things affect you. You have the knowledge that getting stuck in your thoughts is gonna stop you from seeing clearly. And that our thoughts are not always reflective of the truth. And that kind of like that, this mind energy is not what should be guiding your life. Mind energy is not your guide. Mind energy is not allowed to take control of your destiny, so to say, of your journey. You've learned to listen to your painful thoughts and feel your painful emotions without giving them authority. Your authority lives in your body. Your authority comes from moving, processing, cycling things through you. Because when you do that, you become clear. But when you don't, that's when you get, pulled out. You remember we talked about this, like a channel like this down. And when you get out of it, it's when you're like in this is thinking, oh my God, being let out, like you're being guided by emotions and thoughts. And that's when we become not clear. That's where that's what you're good at, like thoughts back into the body, back into this flow of life, back into the cycle, back into the depth of being. So I kind of get this energy of like, I mean, of course, you're human. You do get out of that. You get into your thoughts. You get into your emotions. And when I say you get into your emotions, let's talk about emotions soon. But like, you get into your thoughts, you get into your emotions, and you do get like the out of the flow from time to time. But the thing is, you've done this process so many times, is that you are very good at identifying when you're in that space, and you're very good at putting yourself back into the flow. And the thing that I want to say about emotions and thoughts is that it's not bad to have emotions. Absolutely not. And it's not bad to have thoughts. Absolutely not. That's natural. You don't stop the thoughts from being, you don't put the effort. I'm like, I need to have less thoughts in my mind. I'm having too many emotions. Why? Nah, you're like, ooh, thoughts, emotions, interesting. Let them flow. Let them pass. Let them be processed. Because you know that there is like a reason they need to pass through. And you not trying to stop them or change them is actually what is allowing them to flow through, rather than, stopping them. If someone goes like, oh my God, thoughts, oh my God, emotions, that's actually creating the barrier and the stop to the flow, to the creation, to the being. And the time in which, so yeah, the thing I wanted to say with thoughts and emotions is that feeling them and them existing, it's perfectly normal. But you have learned the ability to know that thoughts are thoughts, emotions are emotions, and you're able to don't make decisions out of painful thoughts, out of painful emotions, or very, very high, very happy thoughts and very high emotions. Kind of like you make decisions based in your body, your intuition, what you know is right for you, rather than what your thoughts are saying or your emotions are saying. Those are to be processed, but those are not the ones to make your decisions. And what I'm seeing here, that you living this way is the gift to the world. you don't necessarily, like, you don't have to offer something directly, like, here, I have this card for you, you're welcome. Nah, you just, like, you doing this, people are becoming witness to you. It's kind of like you are this piece of art, a living piece of art, and when people see you in being the living art that you are, they are becoming aware of new ways in which you can actually live. You're actually teaching, just by being yourself, you're teaching people, you're helping people get new realizations of new, better ways to be in flow and in alignment with their selves and with life. Being in alignment means being okay with what life is right now, being not resisting life. You're very good at it. Whew. Thank you for this message, pile number 2. I really appreciate it because I'm learning so much from these readings. I'm learning so much from being in your guys' energy. Pile number 2, it was an honor to do this reading for you. Thank you for sharing your energy with me. I'm loving this. Have a great day. Mwah. Catch it. Hello, pile number 3. This is the image picture painting that you chose. So, actually, like, straight away when I'm looking at this, I kind of get like the word enchanted, whimsical, fairy type of energy, magical. So I'm really curious to see what this is about. And honestly, like, I was not able to choose from like what decks I wanted to use like beforehand. So I was like, I'm just gonna put them all on the table so I can look at them and just feel into which ones I want. And actually, I'm feeling drawn to this deck. I don't remember, it's an astrology deck, basically. So, let's get into it, shall we? How is pile number 3 a gift to the world simply by being themselves? How is pile number 3 a gift to the world simply by being themselves? How is pile number 3 a gift to the world simply by being themselves? And this one, I actually want to look at them already. We got Pisces with sensitize. Yeah. And then we got Pallas Athena, think. So I'm getting a little bit of that magical type of essence from the Pisces card, with the glitter and the flowiness and the water elements to it. There's like this type of energy. Ooh, it's a little bit trippy too. Yes, a little bit trippy. I'm excited. Yes, we're gonna take one of these cards from my metaphysical cannabis oracle deck. She wants to be cleansed, so we're gonna be doing it. It's funny because I don't usually cleanse my decks at all, but this one wants to be cleansed after I use it for anyone else. And I find it so interesting that anytime I've used it for someone else and I am about to use this deck and I haven't cleansed it, I kind of feel it. It's like, oh, it needs to be cleansed. So, yeah. Oh, there. My lighter is about to die. So, let's cleanse it. Palo Santo. It smells so good. Like, I fucking love it. I think I burnt it so much here in my apartment that, you know, I was just out getting something from the store. And I came back and I opened the door and was like, it smells like Palo Santo in here. And I was like, oh, wonderful. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. So, it was kind of cozy with the light on. But the only thing is that I have to have it above something, and I'm a little bit afraid that this is gonna get too hot. So, how is pile number 3 a gift to the world just by being themselves? That one flew out. Another one wants to come out. That one. I think another one wants to come out, actually. So we're gonna just put these out. Okay, so we got Isabi, accountability. I'm wondering if this is the strength card, because all of the major arcana cards are in this oracle deck. And then we have Yamaya with resurrection. And we have Orun Mila, great diviner. Oh, that's fun. Yeah, that's definitely the strength card. The infinity symbol is in her hair right there. There. If you see it, I don't know. I'm again getting those magical type of vibes from you. Like, when I'm looking at this picture, I'm literally hearing, like, you know, you're like belly dancing or something, and I can hear that, and it's kind of like mesmerizing, magical, kind of like draws you in. There is like a magic to you in how you move, how you express yourself, in the way you touch things. I'm feeling like touch, my sense of touch is being activated. Normally my sense of touch is very active, but like it's activating in a different way. Especially like when I was looking at this and I saw how she was holding her up. And there's something about her hand, like there's like a sensation when I look there. And then I look at this card, you see how this person is like touching here, but they're not like looking down, like they're getting the information from their sense of touch. And so that's, oh fuck, also bringing me to bring things to something about touch, sensing with fingers. And then we have sensitize, which is also again giving me the it makes me think of sensitize, even though it could be more about an emotional thing here with the water element from Pisces. But we're gonna see how this plays out. I'm not quite sure yet. So let's pull some more cards. We're gonna pull some tarot cards now. How is pile number 3 a gift to the world just by being themselves? How is pile number 3 a gift to the world by the simple act of being themselves? How is pile number 3? 10 of Cups. I'm going to be showing you the cards soon. It's kind of, I'm seeing like life is a party, but now they're like, whoa, go out to party. It's kind of like you see this image and this image with the 10 of Cups. I kind of, fuck, I'm dropping the deck. Why am I dropping the deck so many times with you today? Yeah, so I don't know why, but these two energies are being connected. And well, we see that she's dancing, and this is like a type of emotional fulfillment. So it's kind of like you're being fulfilled by life. And maybe you are open to truly experience the magical elements of life. And this is kind of reminding me of this. So let's see. Let's keep going, get the full picture. How is pile number 3 a gift to the world by simply being themselves? The Ace of Swords. I heard inspiration. A new thought, a new possibility. How is pile number 3 a gift to the world just by being themselves? I'm loving how all of your cards are like flying to the side. We got the Queen of Emotions of the Cups. Of course you are the Queen of Cups. Really tapped in to... The Queen of Cups is a really like intuitive, a very intuitive archetype. And I'm seeing that you also have that intuition. With Pisces, with the Orun Mila card, and then with the Queen of Cups, you have a strong intuition. You are someone who is like a little bit out of the ordinary, so to say. You, yeah, with the colored hair too. You are someone who kind of like you are not the usual, you're not the average, you kind of... Your way of being, or even like your appearance is different. There is something different about you. There is something different in the way you behave. There is something different in the way you express yourself. There is something different in who you are in comparison to the rest of the world. So you have like a very unique, very I'm kind of like seeing like an elf or a fairy or something like that, you know, that type of energy. You know, an elf in the forest, like a human type of elf in the forest. I don't know, but like you're very connected to your body and things around you. I'm gonna go deeper into that. Let's pull more cards. How is pile number 3 a gift to the world by the simple act of being themselves? No, this is not there. It's too hot with that one, I felt. That one. The sun in reverse. See that flower again? But now it's in reverse. Let's see. I'm gonna want 2 more cards. How is pile number 3 a gift to the world by the simple act of being themselves? The Emperor in reverse. And one more. You break molds. You break the mold. You don't follow the usual structure. You don't follow the quote-unquote rules. You are out of the box. You are colorful, vibrant, funny, weird in a good way. I'm weird in a good way. I love it. I always take it as a compliment when someone is like, you're a little bit weird. I'm like, thank you. How is pile number 3 a gift to the world just by being themselves? The Knight of Pentacles in reverse. I want to take this, one of those, for some reason and put it in the middle. How is pile number 3 a gift to the world? Fuck. By the simple act of being themselves. How is pile number 3 a gift to the world by the simple act of being themselves? We got silence the mind. Let silence guide you to your inner peace. Oh, are you seeing the thing here in the middle? Kind of looks again like one of those flowers, and then we have that thing in the middle, also reminding me of the flower from the picture that which you chose. Okay, I'm gonna just tap into the energies here. I've done a lot of like channeling rather than just looking at the images today, which is fun. I love it. You bring a lot of happiness to the people around you because you're so vibrant and colorful. That's why we have the sun. Like, they feel internally lit up, enlightened by your presence there. It's kind of like fairy queen essence. Yeah, see, queen, fairy queen essence. Like, you're just fucking magical. You help people get closer to themselves. You help people understand themselves. you help people see themselves. You are connected to your own magic. And you being able to see and be connected to your own magic allows you to connect to the magic of others. And when you're able to connect with the magic or see the magic of others, you're also able to point it out to them. Oh my God, do you know what I just realized? I'm just looking like this dude. Like, I literally have like my hands like this on the cards and I'm like looking like this dude. Fun. Maybe you also do like readings or some psychic stuff, or like have real strong intuition. It's kind of like you can just look at a person or like feel into them. And you can just kind of feel the different dynamics that are going on within them. Or maybe it's like you enter a room and you can just hear all the thoughts, what people are thinking, stuff like that. That's part of your magical essence. I also saw like an image of like you taking like your little bag and throwing like stars around. Whee! I'm getting like you're close to the divine. That's what I'm hearing. The divine wanted to, like, I hear it here, divine. But also like you're also connected to your child essence, or the essence of child, the essence of play, the essence of believing in magic. And I'm kind of seeing like you being in the forests and all. Kind of just like enjoying the fuck out of breathing that air in. It's kind of like the forest is giving you magic, or like your magic is combined with it. It's kind of like you draw magic from everything that you see around you. And it's kind of like your environment and everything in life is filling you up. Filling you up because you let it fill you up. You see magic in everything. You're enchanted by everything. And there is some type of essence, like a magical essence to everything. And I'm getting that you connect to that magical essence through touch, because I was just seeing you like touching a rose and just feeling the softness of the rose petals and smelling it, and it's kind of like your veins are being filled with that magic essence. And I'm also seeing, you know, like working with food in the kitchen. It's about touching it, sensing how it feels like. And that is filling you up with that magic. And it's kind of like the more you let yourself be filled by magic from your surroundings and being open to receiving it, the more you're spreading your magic out to the world, because you allowing to soak in the magic from the environment is kind of filling you up to share your magic with the world. And when you share your magic, it's kind of like the enchantment that is all around people that they can't see. They can now finally see through you, because you're filled up with the magic that you are actually able to pick up, but they weren't. And now you're expressing it through your own channel. So you're allowing people to see the magic that there is in all life. People see you and they think, oh, she's a little bit magical. She has a little something. She's like a sparkle. She has a sparkle, yeah. She's sparkling. It's kind of like everything you touch starts shining, starts sparkling, gets color. If we're living in a world of, you know, like a black and white world, well, you touch it and whatever you touch turns into color. I think there's a bird by my window. A pigeon or a crow. I don't know, one of those. So as the bird came down, I looked at this owl. And what I'm getting from that, especially because I was putting these cards together, the Pallas Athena, think, silencing the mind, let silence guide you to your inner peace. And then with the Ace of Swords, I was like, those cards go together. Like, they have something to say. They have something that are connected. And I'm kind of getting like, you have this ability to kind of like switch something here, like kind of like the radio, the mind radio is off. And whenever you switch off and switch on to something else, which is also connected to this like divination card, when you switch off the mind and switch on to something else, it's kind of like you're able to get a lot of wisdom, a lot of information entering you. Like, you gain clarity from silence. I think that's also why you're drawn to nature, to forests type of environments, because there is a silence there, or like the energy there naturally helps you settle your mind and enter into a state of more openness to other things to come in. And those other things are clarities, information, wisdom, stuff like that. You're getting like codes to life or whatever. And that is also part of why you feel life is so magical, you know, because you're receiving so much from life. The flowers here that we've been seeing is about, you know, as you express your magic to people around you, if they before were like a closed flower, like, I'm not gonna open up, I'm not gonna see anything, I'm not gonna let anyone in, no, I'm closed off, it's dark in here, I'm not seeing anything. It's kind of like when you come and you spread a little bit of your magic, they're like, okay, I'm curious, I'm gonna open up a little bit. And slowly but surely you help people to open themselves up to life, to the magical experiences of life, to seeing things from a magical point of view. And I'm kind of seeing like you walking around with your friends and you're like pointing, you know, like the beauty of the sunset, and you point something out and your friends go like, oh shit, I have never noticed that. How come I never stopped to look at that? How come I never stopped to smell the flowers? How come I never noticed how good it feels to actually walk? How come I never blah, blah, blah? You know, the simple things. You're like showing them the simple things that are obvious to them, like that you can actually see with your own senses. But what you are experiencing is also beyond that. You are experiencing another type of magic that doesn't come from, you know, your five senses. But I'm also feeling that, you know, part of your anchoring point to that magic is your sense of touch. So your fingertips are really important. It's interesting because that's the exact same thing for me. Like, my fingertips are my point of connection. Not always. I can connect in other ways too, but my fingertips are definitely like the strongest. You are living as if life is a celebration. And when you express this celebration to the world, again, I heard the word aliveness, something coming alive. And then I remember the image of the flower opening up. It's like opening up to life, opening up to the sun, opening up to the pleasures that are actually available to us all the time. You are reminding people the beauty that is in front of us. Your existence is reminding people of the beauty that is right in front of us, of the magic that is right in front of our eyes, and that we don't need, you know, anything spectacular or miraculous to actually experience magic, to actually embrace beauty. There's beauty in every moment, and you're showing them the beauty that is in every moment. Shortly put, that's like one of the gifts you're giving to the world just by being yourself. That's magic. That's invaluable. It's how you say when something has so much value that it's kind of like you cannot even buy it, like invaluable. Is that how you say it? I don't know. You are truly magic. Truly magic, truly magic. You are magic, jig, jig. Truly magic, truly magic. It's interesting because when I looked at this card, I heard orchestrator, and I was like, orchestrator of what? But it's kind of like, since you are enjoying magic and beauty, the magic of beauty of life, it's kind of like magic and beauty is pulled into you because you're like, you appreciate it so much, and they're like, yes, we want to go to that person, we just want to be around it all the time so we can be appreciated, loved the way we deserve. So it's kind of like beauty and magic is being orchestrated around you. It's like it's wanting to come to you. You're like a magnet for beauty and magic. And it's also why when people spend time with you or are with you, they experience so many like wow moments. It's interesting because I'm also sensing like, even though you're not in like this top over the top energy, you're not like wow, even when you're like in this calm, settled, like type of energy, there is like this soft beauty, a soft strength, to you. Like, you don't need to be high on life all the time. Or like, you know, life is not being high on life all the time. You certainly have many moments of that you share with people and people appreciate, but people also appreciate when you're not high on life. Like, that's not the only, like, you bring a lot of value and gifts to the world in many different states, not only when you're like this, wow, magic to everyone. I also see this type of like settled energy, more like settled down energy, but it's kind of like I don't know how to explain it. More like you're grounded, but you're still shining. You don't have to do big gestures or point things out to shine. You can shine. You shine even though when you're like more calm, even though when you're more cool, more collected, more neutral, more whatever, you know? There's still that shine to you. There's still that there is still that shine that comes from being connected to the divine, in a way. And well, pile number 3, that is what I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed your reading. You are so wonderful. Thank you for sharing your magic with me, for letting me see your magic. I'm taking it in. Have a wonderful day. Thank you.